The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
2 weeks from today, the New York Jets report to training camp. So in today's Jake Asman Show, Jets insider Robby Sabo unveils 5 bold predictions for the upcoming Jet season. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jet fans. Before we bring on the great Robby Sabo, the co-founder of JetX, JetsXFactor.com. If you missed the announcement yesterday, we have secured a date and, most importantly, an epic location for the first ever Asmaniac watch party, T-Squared Social, Midtown Manhattan, for the Jets against the Panthers, Saturday, August 17th. Party starts at 6:30. Kickoff for that game is at 7 p.m. So come on down, 7 East 42nd Street, right in Midtown, right next to Grand Central Station. So easy to get to from Long Island, Westchester, New Jersey. If you're in the city, it is the spot to be at. First ever Asmaniac watch party, RSVP, with the link in the description to secure your spot. We're going to have drink specials, food specials, appearances by special guests, giveaways. It's going to be a blast. I will see you all there for the first ever Asmaniac watch party at T-Squared Social in Midtown Manhattan. Joining us right now is someone who will be at this epic watch party. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Robby Sabo joins us now. Hello, Robby.
Are you announcing that into the ether and pushing it to make it happen? Like, what's your plan there?
My plan is to manifest greatness. And greatness is you coming to T-Squared Social.
Rising from the ashes. Yeah, like I told you, I'd be in Carolina that weekend for a preseason game. So if I'm not, I will be there. T-Squared.
T-Squared. We'll see you there. Ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
Robby Sabo. All right, some housekeeping before we even begin, because we entered today's show needing 170 members for a brand new emoji, the Asmaniac emoji. Well, we can now subtract 6 from that total. Bobby Midnight, 1 channel membership. Dre, 5 channel memberships, baby. So let's acknowledge who got a membership.
Oh, nice.
Here we go. If you hear your name called, Nadine Metz, your membership from Bobby Midnight. Sith Happens, Derek Shirley, Mission 0814, Coops, and Crusader 1815. You guys are all channel members. What a way to kick off today's program. Robby, I thought it would be fun, so I reached out to you in advance to go through some bold predictions from your perspective ahead of the upcoming season. We have talked ad nauseum about this roster. We have talked ad nauseum about the position battles, the schedule, the expectations for so many different players. So for the first time, I want to hear from you. You put together a list of 5 bold predictions, and we will go one by one through each one and break it all down. So without further ado, give us the first Robby Sabo bold prediction for the Jets 2024 season.
The number one, I don't remember the order, but I think the one that stands out most. Listen, the Jets have had a nice, rich history of receivers. Some positions they're weak, safety, relatively weak. As most Jets fans would not like to hear this, Jamal Adams is one of their best all-time safeties. You got him, you got Victor Green, you got Paulson. McMillan had a couple seasons. Receivers rich, but curiously, 109 is the reception record for a single season, Brandon Marshall. And with the 17th game, Garrett Wilson breaking that single season reception mark, I think is very, very doable. And I think his average is going to go down a little bit. Average yards per catch is going to go down a little bit. They're going to be a running team, but it's Aaron Rodgers and it's Garrett Wilson near Aaron Rodgers, thinking alike. So in terms of bold predictions, I think Garrett Wilson breaking that reception record it tops the list.
Garrett Wilson breaking the single season reception record. So he will have at least 110 catches to surpass what Brandon Marshall did back in 2015. And if you look at Davante Adams' top seasons in Green Bay, because that's the comp for this, I mean, it's certainly plausible if you get close to 17 games from Rodgers, 17 games from Garrett Wilson, that you do, in fact, get Garrett Wilson breaking this record.
Oh, yeah. And you think about it, there's no reason Garrett's average should go down under normal circumstances. And maybe I'm way off on that. I mean, maybe he goes receptions and yards. Maybe he goes crazy, has a Brandon Marshall type 2015 season where I think it was over 1,500 yards on those 109 receptions, 14 touchdowns, which ties the all-time mark with Art Powell back in the Titans era. And I think there was one more. Does Maynard have 14? It might be a three-way tie, but I don't see touchdowns. Touchdowns are possible. I don't see yards, but I definitely see receptions because they are going to hook up for a lot of third downs, a lot of critical, gotta have it plays.
So I looked it up right here. In Green Bay, Davante Adams exceeded 109 catches. 1, 2,
wow,
3 times. With the Raiders, the last 2 years, he was at 100 and 103. Obviously, the Raiders have not had great quarterback play, but Rodgers himself has compared Garrett to Davante. So if he has that type of year, there is a chance that Garrett Wilson is certainly capable of having at least 110 catches.
Yeah, and how many years did Rodgers have prime Davante? What was it, 5 or 6 years, I would guess?
Let's see.
It couldn't have been many more than that, if I'm remembering correctly.
His first 1,000 plus yard season didn't come until 2018 at age 26. Because remember, when he first got there, you know, he's playing still with prime Randall Cobb, prime Jordy Nelson. So before Davante became the guy, he was kind of the third option. And then when he became the guy, his offensive production just exploded onto the scene.
Yeah, and he wasn't a first round pick. I mean, so, you know, it was kind of a Kotchery situation. Not draft status and prospect status, but Kotchery situation where he took the easy way in instead of, you know, announcing his presence with authority right away. So my point is, you know, it's not like they were together for a decade, you know, like Montana Rice, and yet he still put up those prolific reception seasons. And the way Garrett thinks, his mind, his brain, it pairs well with Aaron Rodgers.
Brandon Marshall in 2015, 109 catches, as you mentioned, 1,502 yards, and led the NFL in touchdown receptions that year with 14. Expand on your predictions for Garrett. Give us yards and touchdown totals.
You know what? If you think he's going over 109 receptions, a lot of fans will assume he's going to break the yardage mark as well. And it's certainly possible. But I would, gun to my head prediction, I would say no. I would say he finishes somewhere in 1,300, 1,400 mark because he's going to play a lot of slot and he's going to play a lot of underneath. We know he's versatile. We know he could do a lot of different things. But he's going to be the go-to guy nut crunching time. And Rodgers is going to look to him when he's got to have something. Him, Conklin, Mike Williams with support, but Garrett Wilson's going to be that 1A guy every time. So I see the receptions going high. I see his average dipping a little bit, which is okay. And so 1,300, 1,400 yards and then touchdowns somewhere between 10 and 12.
Sign me up for that. Sign me up for that. I don't think any Jet fan would be upset with that. Leany checks in. Good morning, Jake, Robby, and all you crazy Asmaniacs.
Is this Mike D's nuts?
No, it's Leany in North Carolina. Folks, channel memberships flying off the shelves. How about this one from Devin DNY for life, gifting a membership? If you hear your name called, this is once again from Devin, Brandon, Halem. You're a channel member. And how cool is this? The great Keith Best has gifted a channel membership. If you hear your name, this is from Keith Best, Percy Daniels. You are a channel member. That's 8 members and counting. We needed 173 before the show, so we are well on our way. All right, Robby, you gave us your first bold prediction. Garrett Wilson breaks Brandon Marshall's single-season receptions record of 109. Yeah. Prediction number 2.
Oh, man, I forgot. I know them, but I forgot the order. Let me check out the order.
You texted them to me, so you can follow that order.
Number 2, New York Jets are a top 5 rushing offense in the NFL. And, I mean, listen, with Brees, Braylon Allen, even if Brees misses a few games, running back, that's the nature of the position. Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis, the offensive line, Tariq Cohen, which, I still think he's going to make the squad somehow. This is going to be a power running team. And that's not to say they're going to try to hide Rodgers. Of course not. But if you have a 40-year-old quarterback, is he 41 yet? I don't know. I think he's 40 still. If you have a 40-year-old quarterback, you want to try to establish the run and start there. And Hackett has done so in the past without Rodgers. Look to Jacksonville and Bortles. And the way they identified they needed muscle and big heavies in the trenches really translated to a power running scheme this season. Tyron Smith, they're not going to be bullied anymore. AVT back, Tyron Smith, Simpson and Moses. These guys are just maulers, man. They're bulldozers. So, top 5 rushing offense is very realistic to me, and I think they're going to get there.
You look at this offense and how they're built with the improvements they made to the offensive line. The fact that I don't think they want Aaron Rodgers throwing 40-plus times coming off this injury. They should be able to run the ball and run it again and close out games with Brees Hall. So part of the reason why they've had to throw way more than they wanted to is because they're trailing in games. And they should be playing with leads or the score should be close. I definitely could see this because Brees, I believe by the end of the year, we're talking about him the same way we're talking about Christian McCaffrey. I think it was telling that executives, coaches, GMs ranked Brees Hall as the number 2 running back in football behind McCaffrey because people that follow the NFL truly know about Brees Hall. I think nationally, he's still under the radar for how good of a player he is.
Yeah, 2 things. Brees, last year, I thought for sure they were going to take it slower, and I think they tried to take it slow with him and him returning from injury. So I thought he was going to start on PUP and, miss the first 4 games, kind of be, intentionally done that way. That's because they signed Dalvin Cook. It just made so much sense to me. Have Cook, Michael Carter, Izzy. Didn't happen. He came back and he looked fine. He had burst in week 1. He was tremendous. That's one. Number 2, if you're a coach, when you have a vision, you're trying to put a vision for a unit. You got this Jets offense. All right, what can they do? Without you touching anything, what can they do? They can pass the ball because you have the personnel. You have Aaron Rodgers. So if crap hits the fan and it's, you muck it up and it's street ball, what you could do with Rodgers and Garrett Wilson and the pass pro with Tyron. You have that in your pocket. So when you're putting together a vision, your identity, what do you do to try to make the ceiling as high as possible? You try to carve out the other areas of that offense you're not sure they could do yet. So you pound the running game. You mold that into something early on. And if it works, great. It helps Rodgers and everything else that much more. If it doesn't, you can fall back on Rodgers and he'll get it done for you. So I think that's their plan, and that's the correct plan for the highest ceiling possible.
When you look at the style of offense, they want to be running the ball. The scheme change, Robby, going into this season, how do you think that impacts what they're going to be looking to do?
I'm sorry, say it again. I was looking at the comment, which is a good comment. The one person says no one takes time to consider that it's going to take time for the O-line to gel, and that's very true. What was that, Jake? Say it again.
Well, staying with this comment here, because it comes from Bang Mateo, who's one of the worst of all time.
It was Bang. Oh, jeez. Hey, Bang, you owe me.
He's terrible. Our O-line never played together. This is not Xbox. Here's the difference between the Jets O-line a year ago and this year. They've had the same 5 guys in place since March 15th. They've had an entire offseason program. They're going to have an entire training camp. We didn't know who the Jets starting five was until 5 days before the season last year. They also were not nearly as good from a talent perspective as they are going into the season. Tyron Smith, John Simpson, and obviously looking at Morgan Moses being back, we know what he is way better than what they put out there last year. The Jets only have one returning starter on the offensive line that started week 1 last year. It's a brand new unit that is infinitely better. So yeah, they need time to gel, but they've been in place since March 15th. AVT has known he's playing guard since March 15th. We have known Morgan Moses and Tyron Smith are their tackles since March 15th. They have a first-round pick backing up Tyron Smith. They have never been more equipped to have a good offensive line since the last time this team was actually good in 2015, and then before that, 09 and 10.
Great point. Great point, because remember Dwayne Brown last year during the season, he didn't do anything until a week before season started, maybe 2 weeks, if I'm being generous. You look at OTAs where they went hard, and I've told you guys that they went hard. Tyron was there. Tyron was in every rep. I mean, he might have had 1 or 2 maintenance days, but that's it. Tyron was there. You looked out there, the D-line, the entire starting D-line wasn't out there. The O-line pretty much was. I mean, Moses missed some days, but they have been together. So to Bang Mateo's point, yeah, people should consider it more. Sure, it takes time for an O-line, but they are way ahead of the 8 ball right now. And I think at the very most, the month of September, they'll be rolling if they stay healthy.
Peter Castro, 14-3, get ready for a parade. I'm ready, Peter.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
They got the talent. I'm sure you guys discussed the was it PFF who ranked the roster talent in the league, and Jets were fifth or fourth?
Second in the AFC.
Second in the AFC, 5th overall. I mean, and you can't knock it. You can't argue it. If you take out coaching, that's a correct power ranking, and not kick dirt on Salah. I'm just saying it's still up in the air in terms of the coaching aspect of things.
Dre Correa with a super chat. Jake, I have had it with this clown. What's Bang Mateo's bounty for a lifetime ban? I will pay it today. Man.
I think of Manti Te'o every time I hear that name.
Bang Mateo. What's the ban on Bang Mateo? I mean, should we put a solid G on Bang Mateo? $1,000 to get rid of Bang?
Yeah, hey, catfish his ass for a bounty. That's a hell of a strategy.
You know what, Trey? I will consider what the price is. All right, and we'll do something positive with that money. We'll use it for a good cause. Anyway, Bang Mateo then follows up. Jake got triggered when Robby agreed with me. You guys noticed, huh? So sad. I didn't get triggered. I just don't have patience for your nonsense. Now, I'll say this. If being triggered means I have to send you to the hole, then you know what? I'm all about it. We'll see you later, Bang.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the Sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
Peace.
Bang. I agreed. You had a good point. See, you went too far. You had a good point with no one, not nobody, but not enough people consider the time to gel. That's a good point. Bang! The problem is your evaluation is way off. Good point, but your evaluation is off because you're not considering the off season. It doesn't start in August. It starts in March.
Ladies and gentlemen, farewell to Bang. We will miss him, but not really. All right, Robby. We have done the first 2 of your 5 predictions. Number 1, Garrett Wilson breaks Brandon Marshall's single season receptions record.
Yes, sir.
Number 2, the Jets are a top 5 rushing offense.
Yes, sir.
Your third bold prediction for the upcoming season.
This one, and it's interesting, this one is sort of counterintuitive to number 2. Sort of. It depends on how quickly you think he's going to progress. Olu. Everyone's like, why would you draft a guy number 11 overall? He's not going to start, blah, blah, blah. Third bold prediction is Olu's going to play in more than half the games this year. not necessarily start, but play in more than 8 games, so 9 or more games. That means injuries to Tyron, to Moses, and he's out there a lot. I expect it to happen more towards the end of the season. Hopefully he's a bit more developed at that point. But I love the strategy because taking the tackles is not what it used to be. You could just plug and play at that position. Not anymore with the way college football and high school football is played. These guys don't learn. And it's a project position at the NFL these days. So I'm glad he's not penciled in to be the starter, but he's going to get his time.
I think the big question with Olu is not when he's going to play, or not will he play, but when he's going to play, because we know Tyron Smith is just not playing every game. And I also think, look, Morgan Moses is a little bit of an older player. He did miss a little time last year. He played through a torn pectoral injury, which is incredible, and only missed 3 total games. He's healthy now, but still, there's a scenario where everyone just assumes it's Tyron he's filling in for.
Correct.
Don't be surprised if they throw him at right tackle if Morgan Moses suffers an injury, because Olu's better than Carter Warren. I don't care what the Jets say.
Correct. And if it was just Tyron and there's a stalwart who never misses games at right tackle, I would not have this on the list. But it's both guys. They're in their early 30s. Moses banged up a lot. You could be a unit as an O-line and not just have 5 guys. You could have 7 guys and be a unit. We saw it in the Rex era. Turner coming in as a 6th lineman, being that tight end, that blocking tight end, basically. It did it constantly. When Faneca left and I forget the kid's name, the guard from Nebraska, who came in, they didn't really miss a beat. So you could be a unit and be more than 5.
Hit the like button if you're tuning in right now. Yep, Matt Slauson. Like the video, share the video in your Facebook groups, on Twitter, Instagram. Tell people the place to be for daily Jet Talk is right here on the Jake Asman Show. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Before we continue with our conversation, today's Jake Asman Show is presented by my friends at Circa Resort and Casino. Folks, you guys have heard me talk about Circa for a very long time on this show. Today we're talking about Circa's 2 epic football contests that they have for you, the Survivor Contest and the Circa Pro Football Picks Million Contest. $16 million in guaranteed prizes. There is no rake, so if entries go above the guarantee, all extra money will go to the prize pool. Entries have already opened. It closes September 7th. You must register in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada, but you could register through a proxy so you can make your picks from anywhere. If you're playing the Circa $1,000,006, $6 million in guaranteed prizes, $1,000 per entry, with a maximum of 5 entries per person. Pick 5 teams against the spread every week. Winner takes home $1 million. There are quarterly and season-long prizes. Plus, the entry that does the worst wins a $100,000 booby prize. Now, let me tell you about the Circa Survivor Contest. $10 million guaranteed to winners. We will have an entry. The Asmaniacs will have a $1,000 entry for a chance to win the Circa Survivor. You pick one team straight up every week to win. If that team loses or ties, your entry is eliminated. You can only pick each team once in season. Go 20-0 or be the last person standing to win. If a single person wins, they get the entire pot. If multiple people go 20-0, or if multiple people are eliminated the same week to reduce the contest to 0, they split the pot. Thanksgiving and Black Friday combined for a week. Christmas Day and December 26th combined for a week. Last year, 4 winners split $9.2 million and 2.3 million each. So once again, it's simple. $60 million guaranteed prizes, 2 epic contests. For more info, if you're interested, circasports.com. Once again, circasports.com for the best pro football contest in the world at Circa Resort and Casino. Robby, we are now up to bold prediction number 4 in your list of your top 5.
Yes, sir. This one is pretty simple. It's pretty general. It's tough to be precise about it, but I do believe the Jets offensive unit will be better, quote unquote, than the defense this year.
Ooh, that's a take.
And that's not to say the defense is going to stink. Defense will still be solid, but I think game flow, Rodgers putting up points is going to dictate some steps back in terms of statistics. And number 5 kind of meshes with this one as well. And I'll get into that as well. I'll drop it right now. We might as well not wait. The run D, it's still going to finish in the bottom quarter of the league like it did last year. I forget the exact mark. It was like 23rd or 22nd or something. And people it's more a reminder as opposed to a bold take that the run D is not buttoned up. And I don't see it being any better this year. It's a double-sided coin situation. People think it's going to be better because the opposition is going to pass the ball, but also situation. Teams are going to run the ball. The average per carry is going to be higher than as opposed to last year because you're not expecting the run and you're not gearing up for the run. But bottom line with 4 and 5, bold prediction, the offense is going to be better. The run D is going to be worse, but they're going to be thieves. They're going to finish, I would say, in the top 5 in turnovers. And they were close last year. I think they were top 10, 8 or 9, somewhere around there. But I think they're going to be stellar. They're going to be one of the best groups in the league.
They statistically could be a little worse, but still be a better unit if they force more turnovers and close out games. That's the big thing they have to do. Close out games with a fourth quarter pass rush and force more turnovers. Sauce Gardner should have more than 0 interceptions this upcoming season because he's going to get more opportunities to make plays on the ball. Yeah,
the Jets finished 10th. We'll call it tied for 8th with 27 takeaways last year. And a lot of them were, Whitehead had 3 picks in week 1. A lot of them came in bunches early and it kind of tailed off. So statistically, it's not a crazy bold take, but I think it's going to be a lot better. The run D is going to give us Ajita at times. It's going to be rough. Salah's going to shake his head, but it's all good news because it's being driven by the offense. And I think the offense is going to be a tremendous unit this year. And fans are going to be gobsmacked. They're not gonna know what to say or do because they haven't seen it in so damn long. It was like 2015 was a mirage. It was there. It was legit.
Yeah,
the offensive production, but it was a mirage. Like you were trapped in the desert looking for water. And this one's gonna feel so much more substantial and real. That's the point.
You alluded to your 5th bold prediction because it ties in with number 4. The Jets' rush defense finishes in the bottom quarter of the league, but creates many more turnovers.
Yeah, which they did last year in terms of run D. Let's get the exact ranking. If someone in the comments knows it on the top of their head, shout it out. But they're the 3rd best defense overall. But the rushing per game, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 20. They were 25th in the league. So how much is this really a bold prediction? I don't know. Now that I look at it, it's really not. It's more about circumstance and the offense being that much better, that the run D actually goes backwards, but they're better off for it.
What to you is the biggest key for the rush defense being better than people realize? Who are the guys you're looking at saying, hey, if they have a big season, if they surprise, they're better than people realize?
Well, first of all, Quinnen has to stay healthy. Can you imagine a world where Quinnen is not playing? You got Kinlaw, you got Leaky, you got Solomon. It's not pretty.
I don't want to think about that.
It's devastating, and they gotta improve. They gotta find a guy somewhere. Can Taylor make the team as a UDFA? That would be nice. That would seriously be nice. I don't see anyone else filling that spot. Tanzel Smart, I don't see much. So, a big storyline for me are the UDFAs this summer. McGregor, Taylor, and let's throw Watts in there as well. Those 3 guys, I need to see one of those 3 guys emerge because no JFM. They're lighter on the outside at edge. And inside, without Al Woods, they're much lighter. Kinlaw is solid against the run. He's a different body for a defensive tackle. And I understand why they want him because he fits what Salah wants to do. Downhill, attack the gap, forget 2-gap. Leaky's kind of the Al Woods replacement where you could 2-gap with him, goal line, more of a 1-tech as opposed to 2-eye. But what they need to do to answer your question is think more situationally. think more, and it comes down to Ulbrich as well. It comes down to Salah. It comes down to not being so married to the scheme. Think more situationally. Ask yourself, what is the offense trying to do to us? I mean, is the offense trying to misdirection us to death in counters and draws and traps and screens and get us going downhill? Be smarter between the ears. I think that's the best way they could prepare themselves against the run.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in right now. We're going through Robby's 5 bold predictions for the upcoming New York Jets season. DNY for life with a super chat that does, in fact, cut the line. Leonard Taylor will be the second best defensive lineman mid-year. Are you as high on Leonard Taylor as Devin is?
No, not yet, but it's possible. There is a very good chance, and he's, like I said, he's going to be a huge spotlight for me this summer. I can't wait till they go full pads, because that's when we could really start looking at the trenches.
Full pads, probably what? How many practices in do you think they put them on?
A week, I'd say. So once we get right around, late July, they're going to be humming. So 7, 8, 9 days.
7, 8, 9 days. Let's go.
It might be a little earlier, but if I have more brain cells left than I think it's around then. It's about a week usually.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's Jake Asman show is presented by the shirt I'm wearing. Homage. If you want the Broadway Joe throwback shirt from Homage, check out the link in the description so this channel will get proper credit. It's not just this shirt that Homage has. They also have other t-shirts. They have hoodies. They have shorts. Look at the selection of shirts they sent me personally. Check it out. I'm rocking the Broadway Joe today. I'll make it easy for all of you. If you're watching on your desktop, grab your phone, scan the QR code, boom, get yourself the Broadway Joe shirt or any shirt, short, hoodie, starter jacket from Homage. Check it out. They do an excellent job with their Jets gear, and it's awesome to partner up with them for the upcoming Jet season.
Yeah, man. I love that green too. That shade of green in the bottom left, that Broadway Jets, that's tremendous, that green.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, get one.
Let's open it up now. Comments, questions. You guys know the drill. Super chats will cut the line. If you get the channel membership, we salute you. We need about 165 more until we get our brand new channel emoji. First up on the Gusbuster hotline today is Dre. What's up, Dre?
What's up, my brothers? How you doing? Robby, good to see you as always.
What's up, Dre?
The only thing, and I was in the middle of actually typing this out as a super chat because I didn't know it was going to come on so early, so thank you. I disagree with you on the run defense, and here's why. I think that I agree with you that the offense is going to actually outperform the defense, and that's saying something because our defense is going to be so awesome. I think that the way the games are going to be played out, the way Aaron Rodgers and the offense are going to attack other teams, I think we're going to have a lot more leads, and I think that it's not going to provide. The teams are going to be hard pressed to go one-dimensional in order to try and keep up. So there's not going to be as many running opportunities, and we're going to kind of be more pin the ears back. And then in the case of something like the Niners game or something like the Bills game, where it might be going back and forth a little bit in the beginning, and you're trying to stay balanced. Our running attack and then our passing attack is going to allow us to both be stay balanced.
Yeah.
And the other teams are going to start to teeter first. So I think that unless we're objectively awful on run defense, and that the other teams are getting 10 yards, 12 yards per attempt, I think that most teams will actually abandon the run, so that kind of protects us and lets our run defense look a lot better than it is, because it won't be as on many opportunities. But I am in 100% agreement with you. I think we're going to be turnover heavy. We're going to turn the ball over a lot, and that's going to cause a lot more like blowouts and a lot more large late leads.
Yep.
Where we're turning the ball over in our own territory, in the other team's territory, and then the offense comes on, marches, 3-play drive, we're in the end zone.
Dre, no, good points, man. It is a double-sided coin, but here's how I'm looking at it. What is the strength of the Jets D? It's the pass defense. It's sauce. I believe the secondary helps the front seven. time of possession, everyone cited time of possession. It wasn't that bad for them last year. If someone could look at the rankings where they finished for the season, I think, I'm not positive, but check that. I think it was pretty, in middle of the pack in terms of NFL rankings. This year, if the offense is humming, they get leads.
Mhm.
The opposition will be crazy to go one-dimensional and pass the ball. They'll have to sneak in more runs as opposed to other teams when they have to go one-dimensional because of that Jets pass defense. So it's a matter of not expecting the run and giving the run. When you have leads, you exchange yards for time. You say, "Hey, take the 5 yards. We'll take the time off the clock." So I see it more as a consequence of that as opposed to the other side.
Mm-hmm. And if that actually plays out, then that actually helps us because the other team is helping
Oh, for
shorten the
sure.
cart. Because all we're gonna do with if we go up by 2 touchdowns, I can see Aaron Rodgers putting his arm on ice and having Tyrod, hey, do me a favor, hand the ball off to Brees, and
Yeah.
Brees and the team just running the ball and just chewing up clock. So I'm very
Oh, for
excited.
sure. It's all good news. No matter who's right, me or you, it's all good news either way.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Now, Dre, before you go, question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is Brock Purdy going to be running for his life in the opener?
We all the Asmaniacs know the answer to this. Robby,
Yeah.
he is going to DIE.
Is Brock Purdy gonna run for his life on the opener? Yeah! He's gonna die. Let's go. Jets, Jets. Let's go.
What was that?
Yeah,
how
baby.
How come I wasn't invited? What is
You
that?
were invited. That was my Long Island meetup.
Man, I need a Post-it note or something.
All right. One, you were invited. And two, I will say it again. Robby Sabo on the record is invited to the next Asmaniac meetup, the first ever watch party, live from T Squared Social, Midtown Manhattan, Saturday, August 17th, Jets at Panthers. Doors open 6:30, kickoff at 7. You're invited.
Why didn't you tell me earlier? This is the first time I'm hearing about it. First time you're announcing it.
We're giving everyone 40 days of notice for the watch party. RSVP, if you're going, in the description. We're going to do drink specials, and the way to keep track of who's actually a real Asmaniac that's eligible for some of these giveaways and stuff is to RSVP with the link that I have posted in the description to make it as easy as possible for everyone out there. All right, more of your calls right now. Comments, questions, super chats will, in fact, cut the line. Let's keep going with your calls. We went to Dre, and from Dre, we now go to Jerome. Hello, Jerome.
What's going on, my friends? It's
Good,
good
bro.
to see y'all again. How you doing, Robby?
Good, man. What's up?
You made a good analysis right there about the defense and time of possession and them having leads and whatnot.
Yeah.
My opinion is that yes, the offense should go through Brees. Aaron has probably looked at his I guess he's probably weighted out the probability of him having a good season or whatnot. He's looked at Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and all of that stuff. He knows he's of age. He knows he has that Achilles. He's not gonna be so egocentric to where he wants to throw all the time. So he's gonna take advantage of that ground game. Now, what I do know about Aaron is this. You guys have a good floor general. He'll pick his spots. He'll know what the defense. He usually takes what the defense gives him.
Yeah.
He'll know how to dictate what. He'll know if he should take advantage of throwing or running. He's a good manager of the clock. Aaron knows what's needed out there, so he'll adjust to what's needed out there.
Mhm.
Now, if he sees something that he can manipulate, he'll look to throw. So guys needs to be on their P's and Q's out there, those receivers, those tight ends and whatnot. But for the most part, I think it should go through Brees. They should coast. They should wear a defense that's gonna have leads. And when you have leads, you want to pound the ground anyway. You don't want to be not that Aaron puts the ball in harm's way anyway. But he'll roundabout know what's needed. Aaron knows if he needs to throw. He knows if he needs to go through using the clock to his advantage or whatnot. So you guys are well rounded as a team. So y'all got a good floor general. Aaron will know what's needed at any given time.
Yes, especially in today's modern NFL. I mean, how many times you see a big time clutch situation? It's 3rd and 3, and 30 years ago, the coach wouldn't even have thought about passing the ball. But it's different today. You got to go for the throat. You can't give the way my philosophy is, and I'm a defensive coach. My philosophy is, even as a defensive coach, you can never rely on your defense in nut crunching time in the NFL, period. That's it. So, some of those old philosophies are out the window. By the way, I want to correct something. I said before about time of possession. They were 25th in the NFL last year, which is not that great. But I'm looking at the last 3 games. They were 3rd best, 33 minutes, 56 seconds. So at one point, they were kind of middle of the pack, and in the last 3 games.
You know why, though? Because Brees Hall was insane the last couple of games of the season.
Exactly. So correct the record. I was wrong about middle of the pack. They were definitely bottom quarter. Yeah, bottom quarter.
Joining us right now is a woman. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Alan. Hello, Alan.
What is that? How can you expect me to sit here without knowing the story?
No, I have like a costume from my wife has one, so I wore it last night on the Bobby Midnight show. It's pretty
Did you just do this costume in quotes? Did I see you do that?
Yeah, costume in quotes. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Hey, Alan, did you dress up like this because you wanted Bobby to call you hot like you did Gary?
Oh, is that Gary's wife? Hi, Gary's wife. Oh, there she is. Very good looking.
I did. It didn't work. He still has the hots for Gary, not me. 2 comments. First, off topic for my good friend Robby.
Yeah.
The way that the Ranger fan base is treating the Trubas is absolutely disgusting. And I would like you to go on the air and give me your explanation of how you treat a prominent resident doctor and her husband, like the Ranger fan base has done.
Okay, so you're making the distinction Ranger fan base, not the Rangers organization.
No, Ranger fan base.
Okay, without me knowing exactly what's happened, give me some examples.
I've seen death threats about. Oh, thank you. I've seen death threats for Kelly Trouba to get her husband out of town. That's the first comment. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now on to the Jets. Oh God, please get that shit off.
Oh, by the way, really quick before the Jets. Yeah, that's deplorable. Any treatment of anything beyond Jacob is deplorable. Should never happen. At the same time.
But you've seen stuff. You've seen some of the comments.
Nah, I haven't really been locked in.
Bad.
I got to be honest. I haven't been locked in. That's all deplorable. But it's a different topic. I would say this. I think Jacob is not handling this the right way. Come on. You're a professional athlete.
I'm not saying you're wrong. But don't treat it against the white.
Agreed. 100% agreed.
Please
100%
get
agreed.
that disgusting picture off the screen. Oh,
what are you talking about? I'm looking right at you.
Okay. So my Jet comment about your top 5 storylines, I disagree on the first one.
Garrett?
I worry about the Garrett Wilson one.
Yeah.
I worry about Mike Williams' health. I'm unsure if he starts the season with the Jets. I could see him starting on the PUP. And what made Brandon Marshall so special that year is he had a partner in crime in Eric Decker. I don't know what to expect from Mike Williams. I don't know when he comes back at full health. That's where I have a problem. I could still see teams double teaming Garrett until you see an effective Mike Williams to start the year. And I don't know what I'm going to get out of Malachi Corley initially. He could be a real big factor, maybe week 8, week 9. But I worry about Mike Williams' health going forward.
Yeah, it's fair. Completely valid and fair point. At the same time, if you got a running game, doesn't matter much. If you have a running game, you're going to get free downfield.
I agree with that, and that's why I think the point you made about the running game, I think their running game could be amazing, especially if Allen plays like he did in 2022 in Wisconsin, not like he did last year, is a guy who could really be effective out of the backfield and a guy who could be a really good short yardage guy.
Do you root for Allen? Like, is Braylon Allen your guy because his name is also Allen?
I don't root for anybody else in the Big Ten instead of Iowa. So I do not root for Braylon Allen. Thank you.
You're an Iowa fan?
I am an Iowa fan.
How does one become an Iowa Hawkeyes fan?
He loves bad offenses. Jets, Iowa. It makes total sense.
Tight end university. Thank you very much.
How does that happen? And when did it happen? What year did you become a?
25 years ago.
Oh my God.
I used to be a sports writer in Vegas.
Okay.
When Jacob was in kindergarten, and and one of my best friends was from Iowa, so he said, "You know what? Let's spend the weekend and let's go to a game." And I really never had a college football team growing up, so I became an Iowa fan. So
the only thing I know about Iowa is Field of Dreams. And Brees Hall. That's it.
That is. And
did you dress up as a woman in Vegas?
Did I dress up maybe once or twice as a joke? But no, that's.
I mean.
Horrendous picture. Horrendous.
What's going on this Bobby show? Are you dressing up as a blonde beauty now?
Oh, that show is crazy. Oh my God. The question is whether Bobby stays awake for most of it. I know he fell asleep a couple of nights ago for about 2 hours. But
he's pulling a Francesa.
He is.
He's nodding off during the live stream. 2 hours. Did you say 2 hours?
He slept for a couple of hours on the Sunday night show. They said he passed. I saw a little bit of it. He passed.
Bobby, that's not a show. That's IRL. Honestly, that would be Bobby's move. If I was his manager, I'd say, Bobby, forget the formatted shows. Just go IRL. Get a what's it called? Go get a GoPro and attach it to yourself somehow. That would be the most fascinating footage in the world.
Absolutely. But again, I think Garrett Wilson, if he gets the needed help from the outside, from the opposite side, could be really effective. I just worry about the health of Mike Williams. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, but I would say this. The feeling I get is, and being in the press room when Mike Williams spoke last, which was like a month ago at this point, is he's chomping at the bit, and he didn't exude frustration, but you get somewhat of a sense that he's a little frustrated that the Jets' plan is holding him back a little bit, being very cautious. So take that for what it's worth, but that was my sense, and I would say don't worry as much.
Gator writes in, Alan, that show is crazy. Calls in wearing a blonde wig. Kind of true. Kind of true.
It was a horrific picture, I might add.
You know, the Bobby show's been going off the rails. I mean, there's just new songs every day from Bobby.
Hey guys, guess who's with me now?
Oh, Bubby.
It's the girl who makes my freaky roll.
Oh, Bubby.
She's the only one I let sit on my chair.
Oh, Bubby.
With her beautiful face and her long blonde hair.
Oh, Bubby. I mean, you know I'd stop by more often if you clean up this mess.
Oh, Sarah.
Is that an old ham sandwich over there, Bubby?
Yes, Sarah.
Do you think I'm prettier than 3D Gary, Bubby?
Of course, Sarah.
Because you said he's good looking with his long, sweet hair.
Oh, Sarah, I thought it was his wife.
That's like Bone. That's like Bone Thugs and Harmony vibes right there for my old heads.
Okay, I'm on next. You better put me on next.
R&B Bobby.
I'm on now. Hey, hello, Robby. I'm monetized now, Robby.
Hey, nice, man. Congrats.
I made it to 500, and I'm way over 3,000 watch hours now. So
beautiful.
Bobby, are you sure it's 500? Because I Google searched it last night, and all I got was 1,000 still. I don't know if you're monetized.
No, you get your super chats at 500.
Okay, well but you can actually earn money from YouTube ads once you hit 1,000. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not up to that yet. Yeah, but I'm gonna get the 4,000 watch hours quicker than the 1,000.
Hell yeah, you are.
Yeah, so yeah, Robby, yeah, I die laughing with Alan's wig. That was hilarious. I thought it was funny.
Yeah,
when he first came on, he was whipping his hair. I thought it was, and I don't have a ham sandwich under the orange chair. I don't eat ham, so that's wrong.
Why? You don't like ham?
It's too salty for me. I like bologna. Maloney has a first name. It's
There's merit
OSU.
in going with the healthier option. I agree.
Yeah, Carly invited me to a Pilates with you and her, but I turned it down. I beat the third wheel, Jake, today.
You also don't live in New York. That might be part of the problem.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
know that, but if I lived in New York, I would have turned it down. You have a Pilates date today. Don't
No,
forget.
you should join us, Bobby.
No, don't forget.
What am I
It's
forgetting?
me. I'm gonna be at their wheel party, so no, that's not gonna happen.
You wouldn't be the third wheel.
Yes, I will.
No, you wouldn't.
1 + 1 = 2, and then 3 = third wheel.
Who are you talking about? Who's this couple? you're talking
Carly. You never met Carly?
about? I'm a lonely guy, Bobby. I don't know many people.
What? Oh, you're not married?
Robbie's not really
no,
aware of
I'm,
the 4% female audience. He
Oh.
doesn't know Carly. He just learned about Sarah.
She's from Australia, the golden blonde beauty. Can't live without her, that girl makes me freaky. Sarah the angel is everyone's sweetie. If she dumps her husband, I'll be her next beefy. Sarah.
And we also have now Gary, who's a woman.
Oh, is that Gary's wife? Hi, Gary's wife. Oh, there she is. Got a good looking. I was tired that my eyes were tired that night. I couldn't see.
Is Sarah a real person? What's her background
Yes,
here?
Sarah's a real person. Yes, Sarah's a
She's
real
an asmaniac.
Yes, she is. She is. A
Calm your freaky down.
You
that
shooting
doesn't
your
show Carly right there. That shows King Lowski.
So bottom line is you're shooting your Michael Jordan shot right now, right? That's what's
Yeah,
happening.
Sarah, I'm trying to do that with Sarah. Carly has Jake, so that's all taken care of.
Jake, you got to get a Marv Albert facial drop in there. Just write that note down.
You got to change the ham to bologna then, if anything else is true. But
So you store bologna sandwiches in your room, Bob?
no, I don't have sandwiches on the floor, but I don't eat ham, so I don't like ham.
What about Taylor
turkey?
ham?
Yeah,
I love turkey. Take turkey all the time.
See, I got it, Bobby. I gotta be honest. I'm a ham cold cuts guy over turkey every time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
sorry, Robbie. I just
that was one way to respond to me.
I just don't like the taste of ham. I think it's so salty.
What about egg sandwich? Would you go bacon instead of Taylor ham?
Oh, bacon, definitely. Yeah,
okay.
Bacon all the way.
Sausage?
Yeah, sausage over ham.
Okay. I mean, hey.
So, yeah, I'm doing good on my show. And then you're doing good on your show, son.
We could be doing better.
No, you're doing great today.
There's always room for improvement.
Yeah, but me and my brother got to try to make it for that Saturday.
Oh, you'll be at T Squared Social, Bobby?
Yep, in Manhattan.
We'll see you there.
Who's the special football players you're going to have? You said special guests.
I said special guests. I didn't say they were a football player.
Okay, well, maybe special guests. Maybe we could. Okay.
Maybe you're one of the special guests. I think more people would show up if you're there.
Sarah?
Oh, I hope so.
Is it Sarah?
Oh, yeah. She lives in Australia, though.
Bobby, what's going on with your show that Alan's dressing up like a woman?
I asked him to put on his wig yesterday. It makes me laugh.
Bobby!
Calm your freaky down.
Just like him. He looks funny. Somebody says he looks like Garth on Wayne's World.
Calm your freaky down.
That's not being freaky. I think it's hilarious when he comes on with it. He showed us. I'm just waiting for King Lowski to lay that egg.
Bobby, excellent call out of you. Enjoy the 10 hours of streaming.
Bye, Robbie.
All right, Bobby. We'll talk.
Well, you know I can't wear my freaking hat. It's hot, my balls will sweat. Oh, look, I have a fan. I'm Bobby.
What a call. What a call. We'll keep it rolling. We just got all-time legends on the line today. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up.
I mean, honestly, it's time for another V-Man call. I mean, honestly, I'm not sleeping.
Oh, what's up? What's up, Jake? What's up, Mom?
And he plays the guitar.
Yeah. You guys even... I'm pretty sure I've played this before. But, yeah, no. What's up?
You called in. You tell us.
I don't know. I'm honest. I was just honestly waiting for my turn to get on. It was just passing time.
Do you like ham?
Passing time.
Do you like ham?
But, yeah, man. Come on. You really, I think, like, dude, like, all we eat is pork. All we eat is pork-based products.
I know.
Dude, no. I'm actually wearing the hat also because guess whose country's basketball team made the Olympics for the first time in 20 years?
Australia.
Puerto Rico.
Oh.
Yeah,
Nice.
the first time. Last time they humiliated the Americans with the dream team with LeBron.
Yeah, you know what? Call me unpatriotic, but I didn't mind that too much, to be honest.
That
what
was
that,
2004. That wasn't the redeem team. That was the terrible team that came in third.
Yeah, it was the team after all of it. Yeah.
No, that was it.
No, the redeem is after that. Yeah.
No, I said the dream. Like there was be another like continue the dream team stuff, but they failed miserably. Yeah, but no.
Yeah, man, they got a little too cocky.
That was cocky, and you had a coach that was woefully incompetent.
Jeez, who was the coach for that team?
Larry Brown.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right. That's right.
B-Man, how many guitars do you own? I see like 3 of them.
Well, like I said, I got the SG, I have the Telecaster, I have an acoustic, and I have the Hofner bass. Then I got 2 junkers I'm trying to get rid of.
And what time did you get up this morning that the bed is already neatly made behind you?
8:30.
Wow.
Although I tell you, I'll be at your preseason meetup.
You're gonna be at T Squared Social?
I mean, it's right outside of Grand Central. It's pretty easy for me to get to.
Let's go.
Oh. Everyone's going, man. I gotta go now, huh?
Special guests, including V-Man in the house.
By the way, Dre. Yes and no. We do have our sports sovereignty. I wanted to say that, clarify that we do have our sports sovereignty. So we are technically, in the international sports sense, we are a country because you can't not be, because if you weren't being able to call them the sports sense a country, you wouldn't be able to qualify for an Olympic team.
Right.
That's why Scotland and that's why Scotland doesn't have an Olympic team.
Thank you, V-Man.
But let's get back to the football stuff. I agree with everything you say. I agree. I do feel like this is going to be that year where the Jets offense will actually outpace its defense. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on Garrett Wilson's going to set the Jets wide receiver records. I agree with you. I agree with you. Like, my feeling with this team is like this is going to be probably one of those. I can't think of the last time when the Jets actually had an offense that finished ahead of their defense. Has that ever happened? I don't even think the Super Bowl team's offense was better than its defense.
Was 2015 was the offense better in 2015 than the D?
I went to 99 first. Or 98, excuse me. They were second defensively. They were 5th on offense, so not that year. Let's do 2015 now. 2015.
I would guess yes for 2015, to be honest. The way Fitzpatrick played.
They were 9th on defense, points against. Points for, they were 11th.
Oh, wow. So close.
I don't know if you can look up 1960. I don't know if it's going to be hard for you to look up 1968 because that's the only 68 and 69 because those are the only 2 years where that would.
Points for, they were 2nd. Points against, they were 4th. So they had a better offense in the Super Bowl
2015?
Season. No, 1968.
68. I'll tell you what, the 80s teams, too. There might have been a few with Toon and Walker and Schuler and Kenny O'Brien.
Let's do 85.
86, maybe 85, 86. After the prime sack exchange. I mean, they were still together, but after the prime.
Well, I think Salam was gone by that point. I think Salam was.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's not, you can't have the sack exchange.
Right.
Cool.
Right.
1986 Jets. Points for, 11th. Points against, 22. That's the only other time I pulled up that I could see it.
Yeah, like I said, it's not very common. It's not very common, but I do feel like this is going to be the year. And my honest feeling is, some of my own hot takes have been like, I feel like the Jets are definitely going to be in the mix for the 1 seed. I feel like the teams that are in legitimate contention, like I'm going to probably say, obviously the Chiefs. I think maybe the Bengals because of Joe Burrow. I'm not sure about the Ravens. They may be in there, and I think the Jets. Those are probably teams right now that I would probably say they're in the mix for the 1 seed right now.
Yeah. I just, more than just looking at those specifics, I just want to see the coaching establish itself. And if they establish themselves in terms of game planning, because we saw it last year, slow starts time and again, and then they have to adjust and catch up.
Yeah, they got to be able to adjust on the fly. Don't be a second half adjustment. Maybe be more of like a halfway through the first quarter adjustment.
Yeah, be more chameleon-like in between weeks, and rely less on your identity. And you could get off to faster starts. And if they establish themselves that way, I'm not worried about anything. I mean, they'll be good.
Hey, man.
Yeah, what?
Can you bring your guitar to our event on the 17th of August and perform at halftime?
I don't have I'll see what I can do. You're lucky I have a pocket amp because I'm not lugging this titan of a thing around. I'll consider it. I have a pocket amp, and I might consider it.
All right. I mean, we're gonna give you quite the platform. We're gonna give you the watch party halftime show if you want to perform, and you're not. I'm surprised you're not just grabbing the bull by the horns and jumping at the opportunity.
Logistics aside, would you do it? Like, would you be excited to do it?
I'm just a nervous performer. It runs in the heck. My uncle, who used to perform in I can't remember the bar it was. I wish I could remember the bar. We used to perform in a band called the Sloppy Joes. You'd have to get him pissed drunk before he would agree to sing. He was so nervous.
I'll bring my friend Jack Daniels. He'll be good.
Maybe you could. I'm not much of more of a Don Q guy.
I mean, Jack has many friends.
That's the end of that V-Man call. Now he can go back to sleeping.
All right, well, we got a halftime show. Thanks to V-Man. There we go. Now you got to come to our first ever watch party.
Yeah, I got to go, man.
Unreal. Robby, excellent hour spent with you as usual. At this time next week, we'll be 1 week away from training camp.
Yes, sir, man. This is the final stretch for all the Asmaniacs out there. Go to jetsxfactor.com, use discount code 80 and sign up. And you guys are going to get sick of seeing my face on YouTube. I'll say that. JetX has some plans coming out in the next week or two before camp starts. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, look, I'm 100% on board, my man.
Yeah, we're going to do a lot. We're going to do a lot together for sure.
Can't wait. Robby, appreciate you, my friend.
All right, Jake. Later, guys.
The great Robby Sabo, co-founder, Jets X Factor. Check out the website. I'm there every day. You should be too. We reference their content all the time on the show. As good as it gets. Ladies and gentlemen, a super chat from Omari has come in. Last chance to get in if you want in on the show. Shout out to everyone who's gifted a membership today. Truly appreciate the support from the community. Jake, I'm so tired of this narrative from Nick Wright and all of FS1 besides James Jones. Hypothetically, how many games will we win this year with QB2 if Rodgers went down game 1 again? I think best case 10 with Tyrod, probably closer to 8 or 9. Because I worry about Tyrod getting overexposed and getting hurt too. That's the other factor in all this. You know? I can't stand the narrative on FS1 either. And most of ESPN as well, even though I work for ESPN. It is what it is. It's unfortunate. The only way to change it is to win, Jet fans. To win. I don't know why I did that. This is what we meant to do. Leany checks in. My hubby just got home and he heard me laughing. He asked me, are you watching Jake or Bobby?
Is this Mike D's nuts?
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Leany in North Carolina. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is better than Leany. Leany will be at our Jets Texans as Maniac group outing. Can't wait for that.
Get in the hole!
It is going to be epic. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of epic, BMAC is on the line. Hello, BMAC.
Hey.
Hey.
Jake, first of all, Amari Rodgers will not go down, play all 17 games, right? Let's manifest, right? Let's speak into existence. Let's speak positive, right? Like Roger said, he's a big manifesting guy, right? Manifest positive, great things. Amari. And then the other question I want to bring to you is that do you think that this is for the Jets defensive defensive linebacker? Are you comfortable in Jamie and Sherwood? I know he hasn't gotten to be talked about a ton, but are you because I know you still got CJ Mosley, you still got Quincy Williams, and if one of those guys go down, God forbid, are you comfortable that Sherwood could come in and be police one of them two?
I'm actually higher on Sherwood than most. Watching back some of his film, Joe Blewett did a good film breakdown on him, so check that out if you want more. So yeah, I mean, look, it's a drop off though. I mean, CJ Mosley is still a Pro Bowl level player. Quincy Williams was first team All Pro last year, so if there is an injury there, you're taking a step back. But I think you're confident in the coaching staff to be able to coach up the depth they have. We saw them win a game last year where in the secondary they were down their top 3 corners and they beat the Eagles. No Sauce, no DJ Reed, and they won with Zach Wilson at quarterback. So I have a lot of faith in the coaching staff that they've developed talent there and they'd be okay. They could survive some injuries. No team could survive an entire unit going down, though.
And then I wanted to ask Robby, since he lived in Jersey, is he a big fan of the Jersey sure?
Yes.
He is.
What did you ask, BMAC?
No, I want to ask Bobby. I mean, not Bobby. Robby. Since he lived in Jersey, he was a big fan of the Jersey Shore.
Oh, okay. Now I understand. Well, we'll ask him next time. I was not understanding the question. Ricky NY's got a prediction. Jets will have a #1 defense and lead the league in sacks. Ricky, from your lips to God's ears on that. Man. Sign me up. Nick says, Jets still need better O-line depth outside of Olu. Bleep keeps me up at night. I would argue they have pretty good O-line depth, all things considered. Like, you're not going to be able to have a Pro Bowler at every backup position. Carter Warren is in his, second year now. He had some experience last year. He should benefit from that. Max Mitchell now is a guy who's played and is in his 3rd season now. Wes Schweitzer's been a long time starter in the league. He's now a backup. I mean, your depth has all had experience playing. It's pretty good. Obviously, Olu is a first-round pick. You're not going to find better depth for Tyron Smith than him. Look, if they suffer a ton of catastrophic injuries, there's going to be a problem. We understand that. But they're better equipped to handle conventional injuries than they were at this time a year ago. Luppy writes in, Jake, who do we add before the start of the season? I would still look for a Connor McGovern re-sign. I still think that's possible. I really do. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Jesus Jerry, Jake, where is all the baby formula going? Why are grocery stores void of these items? You ask a compelling question, Jesus. I have no idea. I have no idea. Update on channel memberships. We've gained 8 in this show. For those who are curious what the next emoji is, maybe you've been away, haven't been watching the show the last few days. The Asmaniac emoji is our next emoji. They'll be going live when we hit the membership threshold. So be on the lookout for that. Nick Shine's watching the show. You're the man, Jake. Let's go, Jets. Nick Shine, we salute you, my man. How about our guy, Bobby? 500 subs. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, Luppy has made it rain with 5 channel memberships. Shout out to Luppy. He was at the Long Island meetup last month.
Is Brock Purdy going to run for his life on the opener? Yeah! He's going to die. Let's go. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy. All right, here we go. Here are the 5 who got memberships, courtesy of the Lup Man. Adrian Roston, Hockey Tape 5, Nick Campo, Bubs 52, and Flight Boss. You guys are all as maniacs. Congratulations. You've done it. Sarah says, go Jets, except when they play the Texans. Sarah, hope you're doing well with the hurricane down there. Hang in there. All right, a couple super chats here before we start to wind down. RJ, super chat, cuts the line. What's the minimal amount of games AVT has to miss, consecutive or not consecutive, to be considered injury prone? He's my favorite player. Look, at this point, if he misses any games, right? If it's anything more than 2, he's going to get the injury prone label. He's had season-ending surgery in the month of October the last 2 years. And while they're freak injuries, and he was healthy his rookie year, he's still going to have that designation if he misses more than 2 or 3 games. That's just how it goes. AVT's a stud, though. I truly hope he could stay healthy and prove what we know about him. Michael says, what's the one position you'd like to see us beef up? I mean, I'd love for them to sign Justin Simmons and add another safety. I don't think that's going to happen. So out of realistic positions, I probably would say, Michael, interior offensive line. Because other than that, where else are you really adding? Zach says, I'm going to be at the Jets-Panthers preseason game. Which jerseys should I rock? Garrett Wilson. Number 5. Keith with a super chat. Hopefully the only game Rodgers misses is because we have the 1 seed locked already. Go Jets. Amen. I hope so. I hope so. Dre. Bang Mateo is the reason why there's a shortage of baby formula. Once I take him out, we can restore the balance in the universe. Dre's hatred of Bang Mateo is hilarious. Bobby Midnight is yelling at someone named Pelican Butt. Won't you shut your big pie hole up? Hey, Bobby. Bobby.
No, he's not in at this time. Sorry.
Hey, Bobby.
Have a nice day.
Okay, bye.
Bobby. 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 His headphones off. He can't hear me. Bobby, you there? Bobby. Hello? Bob. Bobby. Bob. Well, that was pointless. I wanted to find out who this Pelican Butt guy is. Bobby's on the phone with YouTube executives right now working on big things for his channel. Jets forever. Hey, Jake, are you enjoying your summer? I am. So far, so good. Sign me up for training camp, though. Jesus, any thoughts on streaming Jets content from Europe? Well, I'm going to the London game, so we will have plenty of content that week. Rat Diddy says Bobby is signing talent for his show, so he's big time. Bobby, is this true? Clancy says Bobby business booming. Keith says, when are you coming to Harlem, Jake? My brother lives in East Harlem. So, soon.
Not very happy.
Bobby. Bobby.
What?
Who's Pelican Butt?
I don't know. He's an idiot.
Is he?
Yeah, why?
You were going at him in the chat, so I brought you on to
Well,
give out some information.
Just put him in the hole for 24 hours. He's an idiot.
What did he do?
He says a lot of crap he wrote about me. I don't know. He says I can't sing. I eat poop and all that.
He says you eat poop?
Yeah, that's what he says in the chat.
Oh, we won't stand for that on this show.
No.
No. You want him in the hole?
Yeah, put him in the hole. Or yeah, put him in the hole.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
Had to be done, man. Dre, where's the reservation list for 8/17? It is not publicly available. But Dre, don't you worry. I will share it with you. We've had a lot of people RSVP already, though. I mean, this place is going to be packed for a preseason game, which shows you the power of the Asmaniacs. Hit the like button on your way out of here. Italian Stallion says, this show's amazing. You never know what to expect. Facts. Facts. That's the greatness of this program. You never know what's going to happen. Tom writes in, chat summary is great. Viewers in the chat are teasing a businessman named Bobby about his business ventures and making lighthearted jabs at him while Jake answers some viewer questions about his schedule. That is great. Man. Dre, smash the like button. It's true. It's absolutely true. All right. I think we're done here, folks. We will be back in the afternoon. I should have mentioned it earlier, but I have a second tour of duty tonight. Late night, Mad Dog Radio. 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Time. Sirius XM, Channel 82. To quote Bart Scott, can't wait, but I will still give you guys an afternoon stream as usual. So you get a lot of me today if you like me. And I'd imagine if you're still watching the show, you might be a fan of my work. Or you hate me and you're a hater. I don't know. Either way, as long as you watched, that's all that matters. Thanks to everyone who supported the show today. Thank you again to Robby Sabo, who joined us for the first hour and change of today's show. Shout out to Alan for confirming he is, in fact, a woman. Everyone enjoy your Tuesday. I will talk to you guys in the afternoon. JETS, 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 Jets.
Hey, guys, guess who's with me now?
Oh, Bubby.
It's the girl who makes my freaky roll.
Oh, Bubby.
She's the only one I let sit on my chair.
Oh, Bubby.
With her beautiful face and her long blonde hair.
Oh, Bubby. I mean, you know I'd stop by more often if you clean up this mess.
Oh, Sarah.
Is that an old ham sandwich over there, Bubby?
Yes, Sarah.
Do you think I'm prettier than 3D Gary, Bubby?
Of course, Sarah.
Because you said he's good looking with his long, sweet hair.
Oh, Sarah. I thought it was his wife.